Welcome back to episode 11 of my in-depth Life is Strange analysis. We're going to learn some really great techniques. In this particular episode, it contains my favorite scene and a bunch of scenes I really like. Right now, we're coming down off of a high-tension scene where we were almost caught sneaking into a pool. So let's see what happens next.
Wait! Turn around! They're coming! We have to find another way out!
Oh, this is bullshit. You can't go back to your dorm now. You're a Blackwell fugitive. Crash at my place tonight.
You want me to crash where the Blackwell security officer lives so I'll be safe? Okay.
Into the car. Get in.
I rather like this escape scene.
Later, fuckers! Max, you rock! We are so fucking awesome!
Yes, we so are.
So the high energy shouting is actually a good way to relieve the tension of a sneak scene that like the one we just had. We're not going to get the benefit of having actually gone through that sneak scene in the same episode, but you get the idea. Those kind of release moments are pretty powerful if you've been building up the tension for a while. Normally you use a boss fight, but you don't have to. There are plenty of other ways to release that tension. Now this is my favorite scene in the game. This is a wonderfully subtly done scene which packs a huge amount of punch, just in how it's arranged, not in any of the writing or anything. So we've got this pink light coming through the flag, but it's not overdone. It's just saturated enough that we can feel it without being so saturated that it feels bloody. And it's cast just right, but the real secret here is the sound. So if you can hear that, in the background there are some children shouting, some people getting ready to go to work, some birds and some dogs playing. Those are very powerful and nostalgic sounds, and you can do a lot with them. In fact, if you turn out the lights, turn off your monitor and listen to those sounds, you'll probably still feel like it's a bright sunny morning. And of course, Max's first impulse is to take a selfie.
Always remember this moment.
Photobomb!
Photo hog.
Now, it's been something like 20 hours since Chloe last took a hit, so I wonder what she's gonna talk like.
It feels like a different world from yesterday.
We left a skid mark on Blackwell last night.
Like it needs another one.
This is one of the few times where Bloom is really
I'd like
used
to do
effectively,
something good for
and the
my
depth of
school
field
on
really
TV
helps
day.
out.
I can't even submit my photo.
It's often very hard to get these sorts of techniques out of a video game, but with the fact that you can now use depth of field in every common 3D game engine, I really do recommend that you look into it.
You want to torch?
Come on, I don't want to see Arcadia Bay burn to the shore. I just say shit like that because I've been trying to get out of here since you left, basically.
So, I don't know if you noticed, but yesterday we were wearing a shirt with 3 little chicks on it, and today her shirt is a cock.
Maybe we should get up. I have to get back to Blackwell soon.
Oh, does the schoolgirl have a test today?
Now this is
I'm
another
starting
song
to
that's
feel
going to
like
get me
going to
YouTube
Blackwell
strikes,
every
but
day.
we'll leave it on for now.
I just need to get on my regular school schedule again.
If this has any weakness, this scene, it's definitely the dialogue. The dialogue is not as powerful and nostalgic as the rest of the scene is, which is a little bit of a shame. But if you look at this scene, you can learn a ton. The subtle use of God rays, subtle use of particles, depth of field,
I'm so wiped out from last night.
colored
It
light,
was awesome.
animations, secondary
I have to ponder
animations,
what
such as
kind of
that
criminal.
blowing in the wind there, even though the windows
Last
are
night was
closed.
only the tip of the iceberg.
I guess they're
I
probably
have to
supposed to be
admit,
open.
It was pretty cool to take over the Blackwell gym.
And of course, the use of a song now. If we had woken up to the song, it would have been too heavy. It would have been too obvious. But we woke up to the gentle sound of people getting up in the morning and children playing with dogs. And we only turned the song on once our characters were a little bit more awake and alert. So the song really represents our characters. And that's a really good technique. You can really use sound and progression of sound to make things feel a whole lot better. Of course, these days it's much more popular to make songs as illegal copyright claims against educational videos, which is why you can't hear it. Sony is a piece of shit. And this song is very well chosen. It fits some of the subtext in this game pretty well. The characters have breathing animations. I don't know if you noticed that. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and get up. And if you didn't like this scene very much, then you're probably not cut out to make this kind of scene, which isn't a bad thing, but you should still try and study some of the effective ways that they use these techniques, because these techniques can be used in almost any kind of scene, and you are sometimes going to want quiet scenes. One of the small changes I think I probably would have liked to see is I'd like to see her walk cycle slowed down here. So this particular character model could have a slower walk cycle, because this is the only place you see this character model, this clothing set. It would have been nice to have her feel slow until she put her day clothes on. I would have given this much more languid and heavy feel. I think that would have made it even better. Then we can snoop around if we want, but there's only a couple of things we want to look at.
Chloe put my pic on her phone.
An incredibly fast
I must
drawing
have proved
of
I was
ourselves.
worthy again. Jesus. Now I am glad Chloe took that money. This guy is serious and scary.
But when Max says someone is scary, I have a hard time taking it seriously.
Frank might think twice about messing with Chloe now, but if David finds out, shitstorm.
So in theory, there is a way to get that gun back into David's hands. I don't know what it is, though. I've never found it. We could investigate the laptop.
At least we haven't been identified. Thank God she's okay. I wonder when I can visit her.
Later this episode, I think. We can look at her wallet. We are such a snoop. Yes, Rachel is represented by a beautiful headshot of her smiling, and we're represented by a bucket in a bathroom with a little blue butterfly on it.
Ugh, still reeks like a chlorine factory.
See if you can find a suitable outfit in my fashion hole.
I'm lucky David didn't bust me for acting like it was my pot.
That's still the same pot from 3 days ago? Whatever.
Okay, time for some Chloe cosplay.
Hey, there you go. Rachel left a bunch of her clothes with me. She's your size.
Exactly
But
your
not
size.
quite
Almost
my
as
size.
if she was you. Which is why I thought that she was for quite such a long time.
You can always rewind back to your chlorine brand t-shirt and generic jeans.
You suck. I like my shirt and jeans. But it would be cool to try on Rachel's clothes just to see if they fit.
Stop second-guessing yourself, Max. Put this on
Notice
and
that
let your
the
inner punk rock girl
the
come
sound there, the delivery of that line had a hesitation and a stutter,
out. For example, I dare you to kiss me.
and so does
What?
this.
I double dare you. Kiss me now.
So it's fun that these sorts of deliveries are possible.
Damn, you're hardcore, Max. Now I can text Warren and tell him he doesn't stand a chance. Unless he's into girl-on-girl action.
You're such a dork.
So I honestly like
That
the
was
way that those
priceless
lines are
when I kissed
delivered.
Chloe.
The voice
She
actress
was
has a
lovely.
real talent for making Chloe sound nervous and hopeful at the same time. Like she's going out a little bit on edge past what she's comfortable with, but really wants to be there. And I like the whole way that is set up. Now, obviously, If you remember, this game caught a little bit of flack for the optional lesbianism. I think that they probably had slightly different approaches at the beginning before they figured out that Warren was going to be a major character and so on and so forth. So I can't guarantee one way or the other what their initial
Looking
ideas
sick,
were.
Max? A couple tats, some piercings, and we'll make a thrasher out of you yet.
Ready for the mosh pit, Shaka Bra.
Maybe not. Go on down and say hi to Joyce. Free breakfast. I have to wake and bake first.
I promise not to tell.
Let's not rewind and find out, okay?
So either way, having your player able to choose the romance target that they are particularly interested in, even though this game has no, real romance in it, aside from the main story, if you want to consider that a romance story, allowing them to choose who they're interested in does help in getting them a little bit more immersed. I'm not particularly interested in Chloe as a romance target, but she's a lot better than Warren. This is a fun thing here. All of the things that you can search through have
I
changed.
remember this old phone.
So this is the same
We
drawer we
decorated it
opened,
together.
but now we're focusing on something slightly different. That's also a good technique.
Oh my god, that smells so amazing.
And there's Kate telling us
like
that
when we were
she's
kids.
glad that we're there, and we're gonna go ahead and be like, we'll go visit you soon. Exciting stuff.
No way. That's the bluebird I saved Monday in Joyce's room.
Now, as I recall, there are several ways to deal with that bird. Now, one way to deal with that bird is to shoo it out this window. The problem is, I don't remember how to do that. I know that I've done it. I did it the very first time I played the game, but I haven't figured out how to do it since. The other way to do it is to deal with it downstairs.
No way. That's the bluebird I saved Monday in Joyce's room.
Interesting. Well, we'll just save it when we get downstairs then. This is also a very well set up scene. It's not quite as pink, but you can hear Joyce humming to herself. The light is nice and diffuse and soft. There's some yellow tone going on, not quite as heavy as the pink tone. And here's an answering machine. We'll just go ahead and erase it.
Message deleted.
Oops. I hope that message wasn't for Joyce or Chloe.
I seriously have to listen to it the full way through. Oh, well, whatever. If you listen to it the full way through and then delete it, you get a different message, which I was going to try and highlight. I just didn't realize that I have to listen to it all the way through. It's a major problem with this game. If you've got a trigger, an info trigger of some kind, it's better to happen near the beginning of the message rather than at the end, because a lot of players are going to get the idea long before you're finished. Well, before we bother Joyce, let's go outside. What the heck? Birds are dying.
Oh, dead bird. Poor thing.
That's kind of odd. There's another one.
I wonder how these birds died.
Interesting. Wonder if there are any more dead.
3 dead birds lined up? That's fucking ominous.
So obviously this is a side effect of our power. It doesn't quite fit into the same realm as snow and eclipses, but it has the same level of importance. I think that they're basing their various celestial side effects on something in specific. I just don't happen to have whatever it is memorized, and I don't care that much about whatever story it's from. So we're not going to go into that. Just basically speaking, the birds are pretty ominous. Let's sit here among the dead birds and
I remember when Chloe and me would take
think to
turns in the
ourselves.
swing. We would push each other so hard we'd fly way up in the air.
Like birds?
Chloe always wanted to swing all the way around. I always got scared and would jump off before I flew off.
Like a bird?
And Chloe is still trying to get high.
Like a bird? Sorry, am I being too heavy-handed there? So this is another one of those optional quiet scenes. The game is filled with them. If you aren't yet ready to rejoin the land of the game, you're not yet ready to take on the pacing that the game wants you to take on, you can sit on that swing forever. In this case, I'm not sure how well placed that is because we just came out of the Chloe's room, and that Chloe's room is much more relaxing and powerful. Let's go ahead and open this window.
I keep expecting to see the sky turn red.
All in good time. Oh. Birdie, birdie. Hey, birdie.
Bird, be gone!
Fly
Fly,
free.
you fool!
Don't worry, I won't let you be caged up. Instead, I'll let you go outside and die with whatever is killing the 10,000 birds that are dying all around town. Okay, now we can go ahead and get going with the Joyce.
Good morning, Joyce.
Rachel, I mean Max. Oh, you startled me. Well, you fit those clothes well.
Gosh, I mistook you for Rachel, almost as if you... Well, I should really stop harping on about that because it was just a red herring. One thing this game does quite a lot is priming the player, because controlling the tension of the player is really important. So we're having this short conversation now to ease us into the idea of this being a dialogue-heavy sequence in a little while. But we don't just go straight to the long dialogue. We have a brief dialogue first.
I need you to grab me the eggs and milk.
So I'm pretty sure that's the exact same outfit that Joyce wears in The Two Whales. I don't think they bothered giving her an alternate outfit for home. Which is
Now
fine.
for the mother's milk. The eggs always come first, as Joyce used to say.
Thanks. After all these years and everything that's happened, it's great to see you and Chloe together again. She hasn't had a good friend since you or Rachel. Oh, those clothes remind me so much of her. Such a
This
sweet
conversation
girl.
has some action to it. It's not really blocking so much as just repeating the same body motions over and over.
I'd love to think that too, Joyce.
But the dialogue is pretty good.
We're on the same page,
Um,
Max.
The characters fall in and out of phase fairly regularly depending on the choices, which gives it some nice arcs and some emotional punch here and there. You can choose any of these, obviously.
I hate to even think this, much less say it out loud, but I think Rachel is in serious trouble.
I know. I watch those awful true crime shows, and it makes me ill if I think about Rachel ending up on one. So I don't think too much.
I see why Chloe is so obsessed with finding her.
Max Caulfield, are you actually jealous of Rachel?
This is a really well-paced dialogue.
Maybe. Rachel was so much cooler than me.
You think? Then why has Chloe been
Now,
telling
this one
me
feels
she
like a
wishes
very
she could
minor
be more
misstep,
like
this line,
you
but
over the past
overall,
5 years?
it feels good to
Doubt
me.
it. Did she really? 5 years ago feels like 1,000 now.
And that makes me what, a century old? You're only 18, Max. Oh, youth. If only I could go back.
Thematic
It's not
phrasing.
all that, Joyce.
Voila, a breakfast fit for us queens. And a king. Go sit at the table.
I don't know if you've noticed, but Max has been smiling the entire morning, which is a nice change if you happen to notice it. Thank you kindly.
Thank you so much, Joyce. I'm never leaving this table.
Good, you can clean.
Some finicky camera stuff going on here. That's fine, though. Shall we eat? So Max's continual smile was a really powerful one for me, and it was the first time I actually felt like Max had some character growth, or something that wasn't completely flat. She felt like she was pretty flat up until the point where she started to smile continuously throughout the morning, at which point I was like, oh, she does have some kind of emotions. But Rachel does not have any fashion sense.
Seeing you again.
Dresses like a trucker.
Ah, made me remember so much. I know these photos don't measure up to your work, Max.
The trucker with
My
a
favorite
low-cut crop
photographers
top.
probably take pictures similar to yours. You make David happy, Joyce.
He wants us all to be happy, Max. He's just not great at showing it.
Here we're touching on a lot of different things at once. There's a surprising amount of character development, and also some serious exposition at the same time. We're also setting up
totally remember
some
that
stuff that's going to be critical in a little while.
William took this picture with his instant camera. Oh, it was the last picture he ever took. He had his car out right after this. And
Now that's critical dialogue points here. We're going to need to, the player is going to absolutely need to know that William died right after taking that
I
photograph.
didn't show you this to be morbid. In fact, I want you to have this.
And now we have
This
the
was when
photograph
baby was so
of
full
Chloe and us
life and
directly
life.
before
She was
her father
hopeful,
died.
Positive. Everything she's not today.
That was a very masterfully done bit of setup. The writer was very, very good at that time. They set everything they needed up with a minimum of silliness. There was no excessive drama, no stupidity. And here, even this part is good. Although there is excessive drama, it's on purpose, and it makes sense in the world. It flows so well.
Jeez, I can't do anything around here without everybody getting up in my shit.
No one can even joke with you, Chloe. You fly off the handle like that.
If the
Excuse
whole
me.
game was written at this level, it would have been
When you should back me up.
probably my #1 game, because this level of writing is extraordinarily high.
I do need to get into David's computer. He's gotta be hiding shit.
But you know what? He's gonna have to wait, because we are out of time for this chapter, this episode. We're gonna go ahead and start up again in just a moment, right here.